Canada, Tzu Chi volunteers deliver food and epidemic prevention supplies to the Surrey Food Bank. The new Taipei City Government signed an MOU with Tzu Chi Foundation. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Simon Gan. Thank you for joining us. In Surrey, Canada, Tzu Chi volunteers have been distributing food to the food bank for 17 years. During the epidemic, Tzu Chi volunteers continued to deliver the needed food and even donated epidemic prevention supplies.
During the epidemic, volunteers continue to send love to Surrey Food Bank in Canada.
It's been very challenging in the last 3 months, but organizations like Tzu Chi have been instrumental in helping us, bringing your volunteers, and donating to us. These masks that have been donated to us for our clients are just amazing.
For 17 years, Tzu Chi has been helping the food bank. During the epidemic, they donated even more supplies. With a weather of 10 degrees Celsius, Tzu Chi volunteers also send their love to Gateway Shelter.
We want to supplement their nutrients, so every week we deliver 10 buckets of meal to them. This time, we will also give them daily supplies for the newcomers. They also give out the precious medical-grade masks.
Thank you so much.
Since COVID-19 is gonna be hurt them, and having immune system is quite important. So those milk jugs are gonna be like hugely helping us to help my clients healthy.
While the battle against the epidemic drags on, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to deliver their love and care.
Due to the severe epidemic situation in South America, Paraguay Tzu Chi volunteers did not hesitate to send food and prevention supplies to the nursing home. They also held an online reading class to promote vegetarianism.
When Tzu Chi volunteers saw the sister was not wearing a mask, they immediately give one to her. But this elder who sits in front of the door rejects to put on the mask and also insists on hugging. Volunteers have no choice but to greet with the gestures from afar to resolve the unpleasant atmosphere. Due to pandemic, volunteers have to be cautious. Even the nursing home that Tzu Chi cares for a long time must observe the epidemic prevention principle.
This milk powder is for the thin elderly to drink every day. It is enough for 6 months. It can't be skipped any day.
Volunteers brought the necessary supplies and a whole cart of food to ease the elderly minds.
I can't imagine you have brought us so many supplies. We are just about running out of the food.
Apart from caring for the elderly, health seminars are also held online.
Eating vegetarian food is a good way to prevent disasters from happening in the earth.
They are professional operation by a nutritionist and cooking courses to encourage everyone to eat more vegetarian food. While they are preventing epidemic at home, volunteers from other places also uploaded photos of their meals to show that they no longer have meat on their plates.
In Malaysia, during the movement restriction order, Tzu Chi Kindergarten has included humanitarian education in its online teaching curriculum. Although the school faces challenges in preparing the lessons, teachers do their best to ensure the students get the correct message.
Children hand-dry clothes, fold clothes, put away toys, and chop up vegetables. Although they are forced to stay home due to movement restriction order, students from Tzu Chi Kindergarten seize the time to help their parents with household chores. This is the result of Tzu Chi Kindergarten promoting humanitarian education.
As we designed the curriculum, we incorporated the master's teachings. The master has taught us to practice 3 good deeds. We should promote vegetarianism, embrace vegetarianism, and pray. We need to do good deeds, have kind thoughts, and save up in bamboo corn bands. Every day, we provide an hour of online teaching to the children. It centers around Tzu Chi aphorism. I hope our children will maintain the same living habits every day.
The parents take time to accompany their children in Tzu Chi Kindergarten's online humanitarian courses.
Parents really need to participate. If you don't participate, basically, your children cannot learn anything. You need to adjust your work schedule. You might need to work at night. You need to reach a balance.
Parents need to take actions to show their children, so the children will do it with their parents. This way, the humanitarian education can be successful. Now, they set up in bamboo coin banks and make donations using Tzu Chi online system. In fact, we do it with them.
In a society full of temptations, people need humanitarian education to build up their moral character. Humanitarian education starts with family education, so parents need to set up examples and inspire their children to have correct life values.
Also in Malaysia, many students are not used to online learning because it lacks real-person interactions. A lecturer from Technological University of Malaysia thinks that if students do not participate in these online teachings, in the long term, it will have an impact on the society. Therefore, the Penang government and Tzu Chi volunteers have found ways to help students from low-income families to participate in the online learning.
会人传人，所以我们的首相下达了行动管制令。Bekerja rumah，
写书法。
Tengok TV， 拿衣服。想，因为上网课不能更了解知识。我比较想自己在家学习，可是要吃吃。
During movement restriction order, online teaching has become the new learning mode for Malaysian students. However, according to a survey done by a university, nearly half of the students do not like online teaching. The main reason is that they cannot interact with their teachers and classmates. They also need to spend more time to finish the assignments. The internet speed could be too slow, forcing them to spend long hours using the computer. If students do not actively participate in online teaching, in the long term, it will make an impact on society and economy.
Before the lockdown, the rich and the poor, the gap is already quite high. Now it's even higher. The longer children are out of school, the less they learn, the further they fall behind. And the impact will have repercussions over extended period of time.
To help low-income families participate in online teaching, the Penang government has provided several computers at Penang Digital Library. Tzu Chi volunteers also gave second-hand computers to children of care recipient families.
All the religious places cannot have congregational assembly. So instead of these places lying empty, can we get sourcing, provide computers, we make sure we have good internet speed, and we recruit volunteers. And then we make an online booking system so children can book by blocks of 45 minutes. So I would say online learning is an opportunity by itself because this is where we can redefine what learning is all about. If let's say you look at yourself as a facilitator of learning, you create interactive learning elements that they can self-direct their learning or they can bring their learning further.
Education can help bridge the gap between rich and poor. Only by ensuring children have the opportunities to learn can we promote the progress and development of the society.
In Taiwan, the Chinese Medicine Association cooperated with the Ministry of Health to launch an online consultation service for the public to seek medical assistance remotely. Let's take a look.
Did you have any respiratory illness lately? Do you feel unwell? Let's look at your tongue. Basically, it looks fine. The color is light red and the fur is not so thick. This time is probably more of the cold and wet problem. When they got into the body, there will be some transferring, which means wherever the virus goes to, there will be different symptoms.
Treating each patient differently according to his symptoms is what the traditional Chinese medicine doctors are good at.
In Chinese medicine, we're promoting an online Skype consultation system in the country. Meanwhile, we are also cooperating with CDC to offer medicine services at home.
During the epidemic prevention period, there are 156 Chinese medicine hospitals and clinics that offer online Skype consultation services for people who are under self-quarantine. People who need the service can call 1922, the epidemic prevention number. Once the Ministry of Health Department has confirmed the identity and made sure that you are under home quarantine, they will refer the case to the hospitals and clinics to conduct an online Skype Chinese medicine consultation.
We
practice home quarantine so the patients wouldn't transmit the disease in the community. However, in the meantime, they still have the need to seek medical help.
Through the internet, doctors also face some challenges to diagnose the patients remotely.
The most difficult parts are what we call listening and smelling and palpation. For listening and smelling, we can of course listen to their voices and words, expression to diagnosis. But for palpation, we have no way to do it. We have to rely on inspection and inquiring results.
This one-stop service also includes the following prescription of medication.
需要开药的话，请家人拿健保卡到我们诊所开药给你吃。
The Chinese medicine doctor reminded the public that although the epidemic is slowing down now, if you experience a cold or any weak conditions, remember to seek help from Chinese medicine and improve your immune systems with some Chinese medications.
The new Taipei City Government signed an MOU with Tzu Chi Foundation, making it the 8th local government to do so. The MOU was signed in hopes that more collaborations can be carried out in various areas to help make the city a better place.
Tzu Chi 基金会给新北市满满的支持。
Tzu Chi Foundation has given full support to New Taipei City, helping spread love and care, providing care and helping those in need.
多弱势的族群以及需要被帮助的人。
By signing the memorandum, it is hoped that the city government and NGO can work together to make the city a better place.
Today, we have signed an MOU with the new Taipei City Government. We also hope that we can include environmental education in the schools in the future.
最基石的还是在于我们的
Most important thing now is social care, our home visitations. Also focused on scholarship programs, and also elder senior care and refurbishing their homes. Not to forget the indigenous people and also new immigrants.
关怀跟修缮哈，那还有新住民、原住民。
TIMA constantly hosts free clinics in rural areas, providing care and promoting correct healthcare knowledge to local residents. They also collaborated with the charity department to provide long-term care.
I think we will be the most important backup for the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. We will carry out our duties.
The collaboration between the government and the NGOs will provide more love towards society. Tzu Chi continued to care for all the postmen in Taiwan. This time, they went to the Kaohsiung Post Office to give a total of 1,800 gifts of blessings to the postmen. Let's take a look.
Volunteers are bending over to deliver gifts to the postmen, presenting their respect and thankfulness.
The postmen sustained the hardships to send these epidemic prevention supplies. They're truly the group who needs care.
The volunteers are very proactive. Seeing where assistance is needed, they immediately take action. This is something we have to learn.
Receiving the tailor-made gifts, the postmen especially feel warm.
When we carry out duty outside, it's quite convenient to put this in the car.
What we gave is Jingsi instant rice, which can be eaten when soaked with hot water. We also gave multigrain powder so it should be nutritious enough.
This gift is very convenient to them. When they are hungry, they can eat anytime.
Since the beginning of the epidemic, the postmen have been in charge of delivering masks and alcohol. The Kaohsiung Post Office has collected 3 million masks a day for distribution.
It's very warm. They practice the act of bodhisattva every day.
During the Thanksgiving ceremony, the postmaster's wife, who had brain tumor surgery in Dailin Chi Hospital before, also came specially to express her gratitude, continuing this good act of mutual thankfulness.
Many entrepreneurs in Kaohsiung joined hands to put in both financial and physical support to pack gift bags to pay their most sincere respects to the hardworking postmen during the epidemic. Here's our report.
Volunteers place the items in the gift bags extra carefully. The little charms on the package are also filled with love.
We want to do the best as we can with our heart.
In order not to destroy the original package, volunteers used a hair dryer to get the tape off the box.
Because we are going to reuse the box, so when the tape is cold and stiff, it's not easy to get it off. If we heat it up, it will be soft to take off, so the box can remain its original look.
At the venue of packing the gift bags, many are the bosses of corporate entrepreneurs and some are their wives who are in their 80s.
Some of them are from construction, transportation, and some in the marble business. They're all willing to take time out from their jobs to come repackage the gift bags.
All these entrepreneurs in Kaohsiung came to volunteer as they hope to give their most sincere wishes to pay respect to the postman.
Tzu Chi has been promoting vegetarianism for many years, especially after the outbreak of the coronavirus. Volunteers provided handmade vegetarian meal boxes to Taichung Taiping Precinct and Changhua City Office to share with others.
Near noontime, volunteers deliver boxes of vegetarian lunch boxes and fruits to Taiping Precinct. The lunch boxes, which are made by volunteers diligently, are filled with their heartfelt blessings.
I wish to dedicate the merit of going meatless to all the people around us, wishing everyone peace and good health.
Let's work hard together to slowly change our eating habit. I believe it will be better in future.
If there's one more vegetarian meal or one more person to adopt a vegetarian diet, we can slaughter less meat.
Volunteers in Changhua also sent more than 200 lunch boxes to Yuanlin City Office because many officials respond to the activity of embracing vegetarianism to save the earth. The mayor takes the lead to go meatless.
I hope every one of us can try to have a vegetarian meal. As for me, I usually have vegetarian food as breakfast.
To protect our earth, we need to start from not killing animals and adopting a vegetarian diet to protect life.
Volunteers reverse the public's impression on vegetarianism by creating delicious vegetarian meal boxes. All in all, embracing vegetarianism is just a change of thought.
Humans invented the first vaccine more than 300 years ago, eventually leading smallpox to disappear from the earth. Vaccines are a weapon to prevent a pandemic, but research and development are a very high threshold. In terms of enteroviruses, they have been circulating in Taiwan for more than 40 years, but a vaccine won't be launched until this year. A vaccine for COVID-19 is currently being managed by the CDC, and it is in the process of ramping up, with some experts being optimistic that it will be available in 1 year.
In Taiwan, a newborn must be vaccinated within 24 hours of birth. Before he turns 5 years old and has to go to elementary school, he must be vaccinated 20 times. This is the basic health requirement for a child's development.
After being vaccinated, because the body has antibodies, it will have more or less protective effects. If the baby is infected with bacteria, his symptoms won't be so serious. So this is the purpose of the vaccine.
50 years ago, Taiwan did not fully vaccinate newborns. The vaccines administered to preschool children now effectively control the prevalence of diseases such as polio, German measles, and chickenpox. In particular, hepatitis B, which once caused a health threat in Taiwan, has a very high chance of vertical infection by the mother to the fetus. After the implementation of hepatitis B vaccine for newborns in Taiwan, in 1984, the rate of hepatitis B infection in the whole country has been reduced from 15% down to 1%.
Vaccines can control diseases like some pandemic infectious diseases. It is good for the whole country. In fact, it is the most efficient, economical, and safest method of controlling disease.
In the 18th century, the British doctor Edward Jenner invented the smallpox vaccine, which was not only the first vaccine in human history, but also allowed smallpox to slowly disappear from the earth. But this time, the new coronavirus is constantly mutating. Can the vaccine catch up?
The change of RNA in the virus is something that we should accept. It does not want to evolve a virus like the flu that kills so many people as one such as Ebola. The mortality of this disease is so high that it actually reduces the chance of spreading. As long as it evolves, it will always exist, much like we generally get a cold.
Domestic experts specializing in research on emerging epidemics started with the first virus found in Wuhan, have collected virus strains from all over the world to analyze their gene sequences and variability. The development of vaccines must first obtain samples from the diagnosed patients, cultivate the virus, and then analyze the gene sequence.
We usually use dendrites to analyze the genetic relationship of viruses, just like we identify parent-child relationship. Of course, coronavirus are homologous, but the early viruses are more homologous. This is the one from the Middle East, Europe, America, and this is more Asian. They all have their root here and then slowly diverge out.
Fortunately, experts believe that the mutation of the novel coronavirus is not the fastest among RNA viruses.
Influenza virus mutation rate is about 6 to 8 times that of the novel coronavirus. Enteroviruses also mutate faster than coronavirus.
This is why enteroviruses have been a pandemic in Taiwan since 1982, as it finally took until this year to introduce a vaccine.
The threshold for vaccine production and R&D is relatively high, so the NHRI is currently doing upstream and the midstream R&D and integration work. The NHRI has completed the first stage and second stage of upstream development, and after the third stage, it will hand it over to the manufacturer for future production.
Basically, we chose the most virulent virus strains that are the ones from Europe strain, and we're testing to see if the vaccine is effective. We're quite confident.
Adimune launched candidate vaccines in May and is expected to enter human trials in August, with mass production launched in the winter of 2021. However, many experts believe that it is very difficult to create a vaccine within a year.
If there really is no way to control this disease, some people say the vaccine is effective, but we don't know how safe it is. And if we haven't vaccinated 1 million people, we can just vaccinate a few and check to see the effectiveness or side effects.
However, there are already the first volunteers in the UK to receive a novel coronavirus vaccine on April 23rd. What will be the result? At this stage, we really have to wait and see.
Da'ai Tzu Chi Hospital organized a dumpling making activity for the seniors. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.